always are talking about certain things that happened on social media and different things. So our guest today is Brett Dusing. He is the CEO and founder of TruePlay. Brent, thanks for stopping by. First of all, kind of talking about what you guys do and how did you kind of get involved in the technology side of things, Brent?
Yeah, so I started my career in tech. I started at a venture capital firm 25 years ago, and then I started my first company in 2005. It's a company that, if you're watching, you may not have ever heard of, but you might have used the product. It's a company that was called Cellfire. If you ever shopped in a grocery store where they say use coupons on your cell phone, I invented that, and we built that business, and eventually God blessed it with an exit, and then was really called into building entertainment products to transform people's lives for the kingdom, for Christ. And so what we're doing now is called TruePlay. TruePlay is a really world-class entertainment platform for children and families. It's a bunch of video games, all inside one app, and everything we do is built with really high quality and fun, but everything that we do has a biblical foundation to it. So that's what we do at TruePlay.
Interesting. And, and you have this partnership that's pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Which partnership are you referring to?
Yeah, we're partnering with Riley Gaines, first of all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Riley Gaines has been a great endorser for us. Eric Metaxas, the Billy Graham Foundation, Promise Keepers, they've all been wonderful partners for us. Dean Cain has been a fantastic friend. Senator Mike Huckabee, I guess Ambassador Huckabee now, also has been an endorser. So it's just, we've had a wonderful group of Christian people. Really, Kim Walker Smith. I can't forget Kim. Kim's done a lot of great music. So anyway, just a lot of great people have gotten behind us, as well as, frankly, the most important people, who were the kids and the moms, and they've played the games, used the product, and they've enjoyed it. But I think hopefully they've also found things inside that have enriched their life, deepened their walk with Christ, or maybe to some, we've had some kids who it was their first exposure to the Bible was through playing our video games, and that's part of the reason why we're here.
All right, so let's dive deeper into thinking about specifically enough how do people work with you, like to the kids and the games? Kind of explain what you guys have and where.
Sure. Yeah. So you can download TruePlay on any phone, any tablet, and you download it, and there's a bunch of content inside it, just like you would think about a Netflix, right, or a Disney Plus, where it's one app with a bunch of entertainment options inside. Now with TruePlay, there's two differences. One, it's mostly video games, and these aren't just simple games. These are games that are very engaging, that you can play for hours and hours, that tell stories. And that leads to the second difference, which is they'll tell stories which are uplifting, which are all based on a biblical foundation. So some of our games are based on Bible stories. We have a game called King David's Battles. We have another game called Stained Glass, where you play through the stories of the Old Testament in a really fun way. You collect these stained glass pieces through matching them. You build these stained glass windows. The stained glass windows come to life and tell you a Bible story. If you look at our website, though, and if you look at our social media content, you'll see a lot of these animal characters and animal costumes. And if you're not familiar with TruePlay, you'll say, well, what is that? These are characters we built inside the Rimverse, the original IP that we've built. And they live in this world where God is real and the Bible's true. But guess what? There's also real evil. And the children deal with things kids today deal with. One of them is adopted. One of them's parents is divorced. One of them's getting bullied at school. One of them's autistic. One of them is very much a believer in God, but she's a little bit impulsive and it gets her into trouble sometimes. And so these are all things that all of us deal with as humans, especially kids, but they go on these big adventures, spaceship adventures and fighting monsters, and shooting, fireballs coming at them. But they also have a real God, our real God. They
Right.
pray and they follow the Bible. And so that's what the foundation of the story is all about.
So it's interesting finding these creators that are going to be able to create these games that are faith-based in so many ways and family friendly. That's why your option is such a different option than other options.
Yeah, we've really been blessed to have just a phenomenal team, people who are really, truly here for the right reasons, on the mission to transform the lives of children all around the world, but also who are experienced people who have built, fantastic video games before. Or one of our key engineers was a guy who worked at Amazon. If you've ever shopped at Amazon and they say, split this order into multiple packages, this part of the package will get here first. That's actually a pretty complex algorithm that he built at Google. And that's just one example. So we just have a phenomenal team of very talented, creative and technical people who God's used to really build something that I think is great.
So let's go to this whole TikTok thing. And you're saying that some of your content's being suppressed, your content or family based and faith based.
Our content. Let me kind of bring you up to speed on that, Neil. So when you have a consumer product like we have at TruePlay, the reality, unfortunately, in 2025 is to raise awareness, you have to buy ads, and you basically have to buy ads on social media platforms. You know the same, that you run a podcast, you get it.
I have an agency, so I understand. Yes,
you get it. And so the reality for those of you listening is that you've got to buy ads where people are. Well, they're not really watching TV anymore, and they barely listen to radio anymore. They're on social media networks, and so you spend money to buy ads. What's happened to us recently is that both TikTok and Google have been actively discriminating against us, and here's what I mean. We have, for the last year and a half, been hit with repeated violations almost every other week, pretty much every week or two, with them saying your ad's a violation. And our ads are things like to turn game time into God time, fun, beautiful Christian games for all ages, a safe place for kids to play. Those types of ads that have been blocked. Kim Walker-Smith, and if you're familiar with Kim, you probably sung her songs at your church. Yeah. Phenomenally talented, brilliant Christian singer. She endorsed us. Her ad was blocked. Riley Gaines, her ad was blocked repeatedly by these organizations. Meanwhile, they let Diablo, which is literally a game about Satan, advertise, and they talk about demonic things in the ads, necromancy and heaven and hell and demonic satanic language. They advertise with no problems. Roblox is a platform that has had children having sexual predators come after them, child porn, other sexually explicit content for over a decade. Roblox runs ads without restraint. Roblox has run ads that have literally showing a pentagram with blood, painted in blood on the wall, blood all over the floor, dismembered bodies. They run those ads with no restraint, but yet we can't run ads to say, find a safe, fun place to play for your children. So we know that
So what do you think the reason? What has TikTok told you?
So what happens is, here's what it's like. So you get these violations. You get a signal. You get an email, or you're on your dashboard for your ads. You get this has been blocked. And so when it first happens, of course, you think you've done something wrong and you try to fix it. And then over time, you find that you realize it's a pattern. And then you look at it, the satanic and the demonic and the sexually explicit games and predatory games, and you see they're not being blocked, and you realize what's happening is this. The algorithms that are built for TikTok, that are built by Google, view the Christian worldview as a threat. They view the Christian, the belief in the Bible, that there really is a God that loves you, that Jesus Christ is real. All of those things they view as a threat, and so they flag our ads. But it's okay from the algorithm standpoint to show, obviously, very, very toxic content that you wouldn't want your children to see, which tells you that the algorithms are being programmed to push toxic content, and that these very companies care nothing for your children and are actually destroying our children's souls.
They're looking at keeping them on the app, wrong reasons, just because that's going to get more views. So the most toxic stuff gets the most views on TikTok. And the most controversial stuff gets the most views on TikTok. So if you're going to add something that's going to be good, family-based things, forget about it. They're not going to put it out. Good news, they're not going to put out, because that's not going to keep people on the app. That's going to keep people wanting to have community, have friends, do different things. So the whole plan of big tech, and I guess we're talking just TikTok in general, is to keep people on, just be miserable. Well,
that's just a big part of it. You're right. But I do think there's a darker agenda, Neil, and here's why. If you think about this mathematically, okay, there's 65% of Americans identify as Christians. Less than 1% identify as Satanists. But yet, less than 1% identify as transgender. But yet, they'll block Christian content and they'll promote demonic content. So if it was just economic, they'd promote the Christian stuff because there's 100 million
people.
So
then it has to be the mindset of the board of TikTok, which I don't even know what's happening yet. Is that even, did we even go to the US-based TikTok yet?
No, not yet. So it's still basically being slowly played out. So that the transition hasn't happened. And by the way, Google is just as guilty, right? Google's under no threat of ownership change. But Google has for I mean, Google was founded in 98, so almost 30 years. Google's been promoting a very anti-Christian worldview through the way that their search results happen, through the way that people get banned on YouTube, through the way that they're banning our ads now.
And then YouTube for sure. Even though, yeah, and that's a shame. And I don't know how you fix that because it's the decisions of the big tech to do that. So you have to find alternative platforms to build. There has to be some tech billionaire out there that decides, okay, I want to build a TikTok that's faith-based and then bring all those people there. That'll happen someday. You just got to
hope
see.
so. I hope so. I would say, Neil, I think that's one answer. I mean, clearly, when Elon Musk bought Twitter, that was part of what he was concerned about. I mean, Elon's not a Christian, but he was at least empathetic to what was happening with the Babylon Bee, which is a Christian organization. I think that's part of it. Although what I would say if you're listening is we all need to be praying because we are in a spiritual war, and there really are people who are running these platforms that not only don't care about your children, but as you can see by what we've identified, have a very dark agenda for your children. And then the third thing is you've got to advocate politically. You've got to go to your congressmen and your senators and say that this matters. I'm actually speaking in Washington, D.C. on Thursday, October 30th. I'm not sure if this will run before or after that, at a CPAC conference about this very issue. And there are some politicians who are aware, and some of the people who write legislation. I think sometimes Christians have been hesitant to say, well, we shouldn't get political, but there's a point at which if people are coming for your children, at what point are you ready to stand up and fight?
Exactly. And that's why you partner with these influencers so that at least the content can get out there so people can learn about TruePlay, because you're not going to be able to do it through ads, which is the best avenue to bring eyeballs. And that's the challenge you're dealing with. So where can people check out TruePlay? Best place?
Yeah, if people go to the App Store, you can go to TruePlay, TRUPLAY, on the App Store, the Google Play Store. Again, you can use it on almost any mobile device. You can also go to our website at trueplaygames.com. Again, you just put TruePlay Games in your search, and you'll find us right there. And check us out. We'd love for you to try it out and hope that it's something that your children enjoy. We also find a lot of moms will give us testimonials. You can check out our socials that say, hey, we enjoy playing the games too.
All right. Thanks again, Brent. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Neil, for your time.
You're